Wanted to do a quick little short podcast today because I'm seeing everyone being so tired. I heard that from my employees. They're like, I'm just so tired. I've just been tired these past few weeks. And everyone's kind of going through this. Maybe it's mental fatigue, whatever it may be. But I think when we get tired, there's an issue that we face, and that is we begin to react to everything. And I want us to learn to respond and not just react. And how do you do that? Like, what would happen if you could let go of worry? What could happen if you could just get rid of all your anxiety and just that stress that's in me, it's gone? What does that look like? A life without fear, without anxiety, without panic attacks, without all the stress that is bundled up inside of you, without that worry. Well, it starts with you being perceptive of who you are and what you can handle and what you can't handle. We're our own worst enemies. So many times we put ourselves knowingly through guilt into situations that we know are going to stress us out. We do things that we don't want to do because we feel like we're obligated. We've put ourselves in so much debt that we have to do these things. And so we just go numb, ignore the emotion, get rid of everything that has any part of a semblance of passion and life and who we really should be. And we go into this moment of, just fuck it. I'm just going to do this. I'm grinding it out. That's what I do. Hustle, hustle, hustle. That's you living your second best life. That's you just reacting. And how are you going to react when you're having this negative energy, when you're not living in this abundance and prosperity and positive feeling that you know that you have inside of you? How do you respond when you're not worried? How do you respond with no fear? Because a lot of times the anger that you're experiencing is just fear. That's all it is. If you begin to recognize it and say, I'm angry. So what am I being fearful about in this situation or in the situation that's bugging me today? Oh, this person said something bad about me, or this happened to me and I'm worried about this. I've been anxious for 2 weeks over this thing I have. Why not cancel it? Why do you have to do anything that upsets who you are? But you don't understand, Jason. I could lose my job. You don't understand. My parents have this thing that I have to do. I know it stresses me out, but that's just part of who I am, and I'll let them down. Why don't you sit them down and explain it to them? If they don't understand, that's all 100% on them. That's not for you to worry about. You have to take care of you first. I say this all the time in all these different podcasts. You cannot be the best version of yourself if you're not operating at the best. Many of you are operating like your Windows 95, and here we are into 2020. It's just barely lugging, just barely getting by. It's like an old cell phone. Yeah, it works. It'll make calls. It may drop a calls occasionally. It's going to be real slow on the internet. Sometimes it's going to time out. You're not going to get half the texts, but it works. It's a cell phone. That's not the way you want to live your life, guys. How do you handle anger? By not being fearful. How do you handle worry? By understanding that you have the ability to banish that power is in you. Well, Jason, that doesn't help me because I'm worrying right now about this situation. Well, write it down. What are you worried about? Step 1, I'm worried about this. Step 2, if this happens, I'm worried about this. Step 3, get clear on it. Some of us are just addicted to the emotion. We have no idea why we're worried. It's just in our operating procedure, and our brain says, well, this is how we survive. This is how we survive. Notice the word survive. We need to thrive. And what does that look like? It looks like eliminating a lot of things that is not necessary off your plate. Stop overindulging because of your guilt and understand that you are the priority. It is you. And you need to let those people around you, the closest to you, say, I'm not going to go work out because I don't love you, husband, and I want to look for another man, and you're perceiving this as a threat. I'm not going to work out to go, sleep with someone else. I'm going to work out because it makes me feel better and it gives me energy and I can be a better wife to you. Kids, I need this hour of going to go do yoga. And I'm not going to be around for an hour, but that's totally fine. You know why? Because I'm going to come back feeling peaceful and calm. And the reaction, get this, the reaction when after I've taken care of myself and I've gotten to the place that I need where I have peace inside of me, that reaction now is going to be a lot calmer. And you're able to respond properly the way that you should be responding, not being selfish. Because when your kids are yelling at you and they're aggravating, you're like, I can't stand that's why you see all that, hear all that, we've done all that. That's just you being selfish. Your guilt, your worry, your fear has kept you entrapped, and it's made you focus on yourself so much. So now every response that you have around you is selfish, because now people are going to perceive you as interruptions. That's what they're going to perceive, that they are an interruption, that they're not valued into your life. You see, that's why it's so important to put yourself first. It's so important that you're operating on all 8 cylinders, especially with what's going on now. The food that you eat, the exercise that you do, the mental games that you play with yourself, the spiritual aspects of who you are that you've ignored. When's the last time you've prayed? When's the last time you've read something inspiring? When's the last time you've watched something that's inspiring? These are things that you have to do because it builds up and builds up and builds up, and then you react in a way that creates hostility towards those that you love the most. And those leave scars. And it builds up and it builds up. And then, as we see, we have divorce. We have kids that don't talk to their parents. We have so many broken homes and so many people that are out there that are so angry about everything around them that's external. And they focus on all that external and never focus on the internal of who they are. Guys, learn to respond and not just react. It's in you. You have the ability and the power to change. You can change. You can. Believe in yourself. Put yourself first. Get your scheduler out. Write it all out. What are things that make you happy? What are things that relax you? What are things that put you in that proper state of mind? And you do those things first. You have the hard conversations with your work and the people that are around you. And you say, I'm doing these things first. I'm available after that. Do it. I'm telling you, the life that you live will be amazing. Wanted to be really short today. Want to thank our new sponsor, bulksupplements.com. If you're looking for supplements and you don't want to have to pay all the fancy marketing and labeling and everything else that goes with it, Bulk Supplements is the way to go. You can go to bulksupplements.com. On there, they have coupons and stuff like that, but you're going to be amazed. I do a lot of amino acids and vitamin D and vitamin C. You can get all of that. You can get it in pill form. You can get it in powder form. And literally what would be, 5,000 capsules, you can get in a bag. It's bulksupplements.com. Encourage you to go out. They're our new sponsor. Super excited about them. If you have any questions or concerns, like always, I always say you can go to my Instagram, ABQ Jason Rigby. That's ABQ Jason Rigby. Follow me. Also, you can DM me if you have any questions or you have somebody that you think that would be inspiring to be on the show. Would love to have them. Thanks, guys. Have an amazing day.